What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to MANIACITV, man. Today, we tapping in with LA on this one, man. We got Big U, the most dangerous man in hip-hop, man. So listen, a few weeks back, it's been a very newsworthy few weeks regarding the West Coast and Big U. The feds is not playing. Is it feds or is it state? Listen, I don't know much about the case, but I am a little familiar with Big U and you know, certain politics that go on in the industry, something that I don't necessarily agree with, but we're gonna check in with my boy Luesta and check this video out and get more insight on what is going on right now, man. Let's get it.
The life of a reformed gangster is always a hard line to walk, because once you slip up, the feds won't hesitate to put you right back into a cell. But what happens when a man who's been respected in the streets for years manages to fool everyone, making them believe that he left his old life behind, all while building a public image as an entrepreneur, community leader, and even the former manager of stars like Nipsey Hussle? Turns out he may have just been pulling off the biggest trick of all, flying under the radar for decades, fooling the law, and stacking an empire that's now on the verge of collapse. Because it's starting to look like this high-ranking rolling 60s Crip wasn't just hiding in plain sight, but he might have been tied to some shocking murders as well. It's your boy Luesta, and this is the downfalls of LA's check-in kingpin, Big U. After rising up as a successful podcaster, internet personality, and all-around OG in the Cali gang scene, Eugene Big U Henley Jr. looked like he had it all figured out. He was running his own non-profit, making moves as an entertainment executive, and earning respect in the streets and the industry, especially in the LA underworld he first entered as a top-ranking member of the rolling 60s neighborhood Crips.
Boy.
LA underworld he first entered as a top—
When I think of Crip, when I think of Crip, this is exactly what I'm envisioning. I'm talking the Eazy-E look, man. This is crazy right here. No, Big U for sure definitely was always, that's how I always looked at him. I always looked at him as somebody who gave back to the community, you know, did a lot of outreach, a lot of good for the, you know, for LA. But dog, this other side,
top-ranking member of the rolling 60s neighborhood Crips. But just when you thought he had it made, the feds swooped in and are now looking to throw the book at him.
Now, in their case, the feds say he ran a mafia-like enterprise. He's accused of murder, kidnapping, embezzlement, robbery, and extortion. And that's just to name a few. Now, Big U claims he's innocent, but if he's convicted on these charges, he's facing the rest of his life in prison.
Accused of running a mafia-like organization that relied on his stature and long-standing association with the rolling 60s and other street gangs to intimidate businesses and individuals, Big U shared a video just prior to turning himself in, which he asserted his innocence after the RICO charges were announced.
Oh, this a RICO.
Federal criminal charges against Eugene Henley Jr., a career criminal known as Big U, who used his contacts and leadership role in the Crips criminal street gang.
Hold on, this is a RICO. How old is Big U? Big U age. Bro, you 58 years old getting caught in a RICO is crazy, dog. Respectfully, that's kind of crazy, man. Dog, 58, bro, you might not ever see the light of day, man. 58 getting caught in a RICO is crazy work, though. I can't cap with you.
Who used his contacts and leadership role in the Crips criminal street gang, the entertainment industry, and a youth charity to further his own criminal enterprise. An enterprise that engaged in murder, extortion, robbery, human trafficking, COVID fraud, and other felonies.
I need y'all prayers. I need y'all to... I don't even know what to say.
A move that was part of an expensive swoop from the feds known as Operation Drawdown. 10 other alleged gang members and associates had been arrested and charged with various—
Hold on, let's see. We got Ronnie Mac, Blueface. Oh, this the real Blueface. JJ, Vay, Bear Claw. Why they call him Bear Claw? Bricc Baby. Yo! I heard it's something that No Jumper was going broke. And I know Bricc Baby was a part of that. I think, was Loose Cannon a part of that too? I don't know what's going on over there though at No Jumper, bro. I don't know. But I heard it was like a lot of like, a lot of going on, crimes,
bro. Including drug trafficking, racketeering conspiracy, and firearm offenses. 4 defendants were already in custody. And for Big U, this is far from his first issues with the law. He previously served 13 years in prison after a 1991 arrest for attempting to rob an undercover cop of 33 pounds of coke.
What?
Since emerging from prison in 2004, it's when Big U reimagined himself as a community activist and fighting against the gang violence. But in this investigation, which has reportedly been occurring since 2021, it's alleged that Big U has been as deeply involved in crime as ever. According to United States Attorney Joseph McNally, the allegations in the complaint unsealed today reveal a criminal enterprise that engaged in murder, extortion, human trafficking, and fraud, all led by a support anti-gang activist and purported music entrepreneur who was nothing more than a violent street criminal. Among the allegations is that professional athletes, musicians, and others had to check in with Big U to ensure their safety.
This is what I don't agree with right here. Personally, I'm gonna go where the fuck I want to go. I'm sorry. But if I'm famous, bro, I got my own security and best believe I'm gonna be well protected. I'm not paying you. From one black man to another, I'm sorry. Because y'all don't do that with anybody else. Boy, let Ed Sheeran pass through LA. Ain't nobody he ain't gonna have to check in or talk with nobody, and he don't want to talk to y'all. Broke ass niggas, bro, he don't want to talk to y'all. Bro, this check-in culture, it gotta stop. Because I'll be damned if I'm checking in with people, and I'm not talking about just Big U, but some of y'all don't even own real estate in the city that you want me to check in with, buddy. Move around. I'm not checking in with anybody that don't own nothing in their city. Sorry. It's just like, if it's my time, it's my time. Bro, I hate this mentality, and it's always us that does this, man. It's always us that do this. We do it to each other. We extort each other out of money, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. I can see if it was like, you letting everybody got to check in, no matter what celebrity, no matter what industry, okay, then I'd be like, all right, it's a mutual respect thing with the city. But no, hey, you got melanin and you got to pay up, partner. Bro, how backwards does that sound, bro? How backwards? You pushing 60 doing this? You shitting me? Bro, this is crazy, man. Like, I don't agree with that. Why can't I come in? Listen, you should want to see your fellow brother come in the city and eat. Make a little bit of money and I'm on my way. You know what I mean? But nah, checking is crazy, bro. It's crazy. Now y'all try to play it off. Oh, it's protection, buddy. I got APG security with me. No one is touching me. I'm leaving the same way I came. I'm going home to my daughters the same way I came here. What the fuck is you talking about?
A practice which he talked about openly on his podcast.
When I go to Chicago, I respect Chicago wholeheartedly. I check in. When I go to Atlanta, I check in. When I go places, I check in. And I don't think nobody is safe. I know dudes right now from LA who are actual gang members who have been robbed for their jewelry. Who real killers, like who really real killers. Like if he ever find out who did that, he gonna knock everybody down. You understand what I'm saying? You just caught slipping. That's how it is. You know what I mean? And you try your best not to be slipping. And if you have the means not to, why do it? You know what I mean? And it's just about, sometimes it's about respecting, yourself and then trying to get home. So, I mean, I hear a lot of back and forth on that. But I mean, I don't know that it's a perfect answer other than me, myself, I check in.
By the sound.
Maybe, okay. This is the thing, bro. You can have respect for somebody's city. Bro, I'm not going to go to Houston and just start robbing niggas and shooting niggas and doing. You can have respect for somebody's city, bro. And I feel like my look on this. All right, if I all I got to do is call you and be like, yo, OG, I'm in the city, man. Let me know what's up. Give me some restaurant, some little tips on, where to maneuver to, where to function at, what's going on. Like, bro, I'm not paying you. Like, it could be love. I could, I land in your city. I'm gonna let you know I'm there. Say what's up to, we can kick it or whatever. But bro, I'm not paying nobody. Cause that's what it is. It's money grabs at the end of the day. I'm sorry. I just gotta say what it is. And just my opinion, bro, I feel like it's all a money grab, bro. Sorry.
Sounds of it, this was the worst kept secret in LA, because now an old clip of Schoolboy Q resurfaced in which he seemed to allude to Big U's status as the man that people were stupidly entrusting.
There's been rumors that LA is probably one of the most dangerous places for rappers. Do you believe that's true?
Yeah, because I mean everybody be checking in. That's your favorite thing to do. Check in with somebody that's gonna rob your stupid ass. Like,
Yo, Schoolboy Q was not lying.
you think that guy, the guy that you don't know, motherfucker, in California got your back? The guy that got beef with other hoods and all this, you checking in to that dude? Bro, just go to the hotel, get you something to eat, go back to the hotel.
Do your business.
Go have some fun. Where shit is fun, why do you want to go over there? For what?
Elsewhere, rappers who visited LA, like
facts.
Homie Quan, have spoken about their own experiences with this kind of situation.
First time I ever went to LA, I went out there to shoot a party video with her. But they knew what time I landed. They knew what hotel I was at before I landed. Listen, bro, the first time I go out there, so Fly with TIG, Fly was like, man, we gotta go pull up on Big U. So we go to Crenshaw High School, but he got the football kids out there. So my mind fucked up. It's my first time going out there. He was like, yeah, man, we knew what time you landed. I was like, oh yeah, this shit dip. He was like, yeah, you in the hotel room, then once car get your bag, that's your driver. I was like, oh yeah, this shit dip. So at the same time, I said that to say, that checking in should be real. I ain't paid no money. All he wanted me to do was just take pictures with the kids, the football kids. There be little shit like that. Like niggas be thinking check in, oh, you got to pay.
Hey, R.I.P. Rich Homie Quan. But look, that's how it's gonna start. It's gonna seem innocent. Yeah, just take some pictures with the kids. You know, oh, bet, I'll do that. And then the next time, you know, we need about 30% of that show money that you got. Then the next time, buddy, we need 10,000 before you even step foot off your jet. Then the next time it's 50,000, and the next time it's 100,000. It's going. That's just my perspective of it. Maybe I'm over looking at it. I don't know.
So the community, like you're still able to be reached.
But his reach extended far beyond what you'd expect. And it wasn't just street-oriented rappers who fell under his jurisdiction. According to the paperwork, NBA players or other celebrities would need to work with and get approval in advance from Henley to ensure their safety at events in Los Angeles.
Blacks. I bet it's only blacks too. It's crazy.
Such as parties, gambling games, or advertising shoots. Reportedly, these celebrities would have to seek and or pay Henley for protection and approval or face retaliation from the Big U enterprise. And when he was defied, he always looked for there to be consequences. For example, when former boxing champion Adrian Broner failed to check in and won millions from NBA players in rigged dice games, the paperwork claims that Big U directed associates to rough up AB, who had not checked in with Henley, and to get the money back from him on behalf of the cheated NBA players. Multiple members of the Rolling 60s allegedly arrived and were used to press AB.
What? Hold on. I've never heard of that story. AB was having rigged dice games, bro? Nah, I ain't never heard of that.
Members of the Rolling 60s allegedly arrived and were used to press AB.
What?
This was because in the testimony of an unnamed witness, Big U was involved and or would approve of any dice games or similar events, such as parties involving large sums of money and prominent NBA players and celebrities. But it's not like he was trying to ensure the integrity of these games. It's reported that Big U just intended to charge them $100K for the safe return of their money. But while Big U hasn't mentioned it directly, comments from Broner have since seemed to underpin that he really did make off with a fortune at one point.
They told me that you and John Wall was playing dice one time, and you caught that nigga for like 3 M's. They told me you beat John Wall in dice one time for millions. Is that fact or fiction? Because this is a reliable source that told me this too.
Listen.
This is a real nigga that told me this.
Listen, it's truth to that, but it was dice and cards.
Oh, so it was a whole day of just
$3 million?
It was dice and cards, and the crazy thing is John Wall is my God. That's like my God.
So hold on.
I ain't really trying to go into that, but
yeah.
But that was just some friendly gambling. It gets serious, but you got to think these two niggas that got the money that gamble. So it can be $250,000 a game, $1 million a game. Like, you know what I mean?
And it get there.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's all friendly.
Right.
Niggas, man. Bro, y'all what you mean, dice game and I'm a millionaire? It's crazy, bro. Nah, even if I got M's, bro, we could play cards for like $50, nigga. I'm not, bro, that's crazy. I'm not, bro, in no way am I kneeling down shooting dice as a millionaire, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not that. I grew up in the projects. I ain't that amount of nigga. That's crazy.
It's all friendly.
That's crazy.
It's just sometimes it get like that.
Alongside the fortunes he made from the check-in racket, Big U managed Mike Epps, Ving Rhames, Corrupt, and others, as well as having ties to Snoop Dogg, Daz Dillinger, and other Dog Pound members.
Wow.
In fact, he was even notorious enough that Tiny Lister himself acknowledged that he was the origins of the Debo character from Friday.
What?
I pulled that from Big U. I used him as my background of how I wanted this character to be perceived. Because the whole thing about how bad this guy was is when Ice Cube pulled the gun on him, they said, "What you gonna do with that?"
Besides make me mad. Ah, that's crazy.
That was cold-blooded. That was it for me.
But in the view of his allies and enemies alike, he is far more powerful than his big screen counterparts. If I was to describe Big U's role in rap, he would definitely be the Godfather. Wiz Khalifa once said, "Can't do nothing without consulting him. He's the only guy who does move how he moves." Meanwhile, Wiz seemed to go out of his way to stay on Big U's good side, contributing to his community projects and keeping that connection strong. But now, like many of Big U's relationships,
and there's gonna be a lot of pause in this. You don't like to pause, hit the link down below. It'll lead you right to this. In Wiz Khalifa's case, you live in LA. You're not from LA. So it's like you kind of walk like a thin line. You walk a real thin line because you live in LA. This is not your city, technically. Yes, you own property there, but it could get real iffy. And a lot of people that get money, we go out to LA. So Wiz, it's almost like he kind of had to, bro. I don't know, man. That's
is being viewed through a different lens.
Wiz, what about Wiz?
Oh, Wiz Khalifa. Now that right there is one of my nephews. Yes, sir. A phenomenal brain. I think people don't give Wiz the credit he deserves for how smart and intelligent he is. He has donated for the last 5 years. He has donated every year to the organization. I think he gave us $25,000 last year for the football organization. In the terms of, we bought football jerseys, uniforms. He paid for our field. He's performed 2 times for us a year for the football program. By far, he's done far more for the Crenshaw community than any person up to date.
Wiz been paying them taxes for a long time.
Man, they been taxing Wiz ass, man. And I rock with Wiz, but dog, Wiz say, no, I'm living a great life. I'm not moving out of here. Bro, oh man, Wiz, they done got you.
Extortion gang.
Oh.
With FBI specials claiming that he controlled Los Angeles through violence, fear, and intimidation, that reportedly even led to getting donations out of people like Shaq, Draymond Green, and others. They argued that U simultaneously attempted to create an air of legitimacy for the Big U enterprise by promoting himself as a reformed gang member focused on bettering his community. But what many people do not know is that one of the cornerstones of that attempt to make the Big U enterprise both profitable and appear above board was his management career. Most specifically, his ties to none other than Nipsey Hussle. But now, as he stands accused of killing one of his other former artists in the RICO, some of the theories surrounding his acrimonious relationship with Nip and how he responded to his death has people wondering if the narrative we're used to hearing around the Slauson legend's death is really all there is to the tale.
Wait, what?
As a fellow Rolling 60s affiliate, Big U was a natural hit for Nipsey when he set out on his career. Back when he initially began to establish himself as a rapper and focus solely on his grind, Big U actually gave Nipsey a place to crash. And at the outset, the two were thick to the point that Nip allegedly did his bidding. This brings us to the story of SKG, a woman who was raised in the Rolling 60s environment, but progressed to working in a corporate environment at a radio station. A former artist on death row in her own right, SKG had a relationship with Nip, but it didn't go sour until Big U got involved over a $500,000 project that she was placed in charge of, and handed off to U's company, Developing Options. After he refused to deliver on various plans and the cost skyrocketed, SKG and the station decided to go another route with the community project, and things went left at the office when they were confronted by Big U himself.
Throughout that, me and Big U start getting into it. We start having conflicts. We decided in the middle of the conflicts that we wasn't gonna work together anymore.
Okay.
So with that being said, I was moving that money to another organization. When he found out I was moving the money to another organization, he came into the meeting that I had at my job and disrupted the whole meeting, threatened me in the meeting, disrespected me in the meeting. When he did forget that my colleagues, this is a corporate establishment. It's not a hood environment. It's not a trap house. This is my job, my salary job, and I brought you to the table. But you're coming in here and you're trying to bogart and knock me out the way when I brought you in.
But Big U soon drove a wedge between her and Nipsey when the rapper set her up on the Elder Crips' behalf.
He did all that, and I closed out the meeting, and my colleagues rode with me, and he seen that. So I didn't talk to him anymore. A couple of days passed, or not even a couple of days, like a week passed, and Nipsey's calling me. He's like, sis, where you at? Where you at, sis? I need the posters. I wasn't going over to the neighborhood, to the 6Os, because I was really busy, and I'm like, Nip, I'ma come, but I can't come right now. He has Slauson T's shop on Slauson and Crenshaw at the time. So he's like, all right, I need the posters. Him and Fats is behind the counter. And I'm like, what's up, bro? And I'm talking to him. And as I'm talking to him, I get this eerie feeling. And then I hear a slam, clack, clack. And I realized I was set up. And so...
What do you mean a slam, clack, clack?
The door slammed.
Okay.
When I turned around, Big U was there and another guy, and he just slapped me. And I grabbed my face and I'm like, what you slapped me for? And he was like, gonna embarrass me in the meeting. And then he just jumped on me.
Although she didn't go into every detail of what happened, she was clearly left traumatized by it.
And I looked at Nipsey, and him and Fats just put their head down. And I just was like, you set me up, like I trusted you, and you set me up, had me walk into this spot for this man to beat on me, and I'm pregnant. I get
How far?
mad. I'm sorry, I don't even want to, I get so mad about this, Sasha. I get very upset.
Hey, Jasmine, can you bring some tissue, please?
And she even tried to out him for years when they ran into one another, with her actually being the one to get arrested.
Did you put your hands on me?
Never even seen you.
You bully? You's a bully.
I think you're a bully.
Put your hands on me? Niggas a bully. Did you lock me in the spot?
I think you're bullying right now.
No, did you lock me in the spot?
I think you're. Can you call the police?
Yeah, call the police. Call them now. So I can press charges for what you did to me.
As dark as this was, Big U's relationship as Nip's manager persisted, even when they accidentally caught a case together over their transport on a tour where Nip was opening for the game.
And so what happened, one of my partners was on the run for 12 years, and the bus that we used was a part of the investigation. So when he was getting married, I talk about it now because he already turned himself in. So when he was getting married, I told him, man, let me use your mobile home. So we turned around and went to Sony and told Sony we got transportation. We can get on the Game tour. Because that's when we did the song with Nip and Game. It was called How We Roll. I think it was something like How We Roll.
I remember that shit.
The song started picking up, so Sony's like, okay, we're gonna put you on the tour. So Sony give us like 90 bands. So then we cake 20 off the top, me, Steve, and Nip. And we got 70. The homie like, shit, you ain't gotta give me nothing, just get it registered and get the insurance on it. Little did we know, once we re-registered it, it put it back on the hot list.
Oh.
But he been on the run 12 years. I only been home 3.
But things couldn't last when the streets and the music industry intertwined, particularly as Nip started gaining traction. As his career began to take off, Nipsey spoke of the mounting friction between him and unnamed former allies as he began to elevate.
Especially if you come from LA, or especially you come from the streets in general. And, you got a lot of people that feel entitled to your success on their time frame. Because a lot of times in my situation, I had plans to do for a lot of people that are healthy, but it just wasn't on their time frame. And I never been one to speak about what I'm gonna do, especially if it's something generous. I don't feel like you know what I'm saying, to broadcast that. You just do it. And a lot of times people be like, damn, it been a year. He been on for a year. I ain't got nothing yet. You know what I'm saying? Fuck this nigga. He ain't, you know what I'm saying? He Hollywood. He ain't doing nothing for me. When, and it's an understanding on my side too. You have to understand what's going on with the way people looking at you.
Disillusioned with his former team, Nipsey claimed that he tried to rise above until he couldn't any longer.
That's not the reality of the situation. You got responsibilities, you got priorities, you got bills, you got taxes. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to end up like Wesley Snipes or none of these other rappers. So, it's a process. You gotta, over time, hopefully you don't go to jail reacting emotionally in a process of evolving into your success. Or get, God forbid, anything. We all know what can happen. The downfalls out here, but I
feel like Nip really peeped what was going on. That story that Shorty told was crazy. And I don't know if it's true or not, man, but if it is true, I feel like Nip definitely peeped how, I don't know if salacious is the right word, but how like grimy this shit can really get. And the more your superstar continues to grow, you cannot be in situations like that. You can't be in areas like that. You can't be a part of plays like that. And you damn sure don't want to break bread with people like that. So this is, I feel like Nip was very smart. Like he definitely, bro, Nip is one of my biggest, like, motivators, my biggest idols in life, bro. Like I've been on the Nip since 2010, bro. Like it's been like that with Nip, but it's like, bro, I feel like he was really smart and, you know, disassociating himself from a lot of that shit, man. But it was also, I feel like, could also attribute to, you know, how some shit went down. Allegedly.
Art is surviving that transition. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, it's, in my situation, in my scenario, it was more so like, don't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just that. Don't even react to the shit, to the negativity. Sometimes it'll knock on your door. Like we got into it recently, we had an altercation, you know what I'm saying? It was a people we used to do business with. It was all over internet and all that. But the bottom line with that was, you know, it became a situation that couldn't be avoided. You know what I mean? It had to be addressed. But with me, 9 times out of 10, my reaction as a LA, as somebody that came up out here, as somebody that with the bullshit at the end of the day, is to just go hard. But you can't do that. Because, you know what I'm saying, you wanna live life in the direction of where you're going. And you wanna, the person you're trying to become, you want to live like that today.
And over time, the tension started to bleed into Nipsey's music. He began dropping songs aimed at rolling 60s OGs like Big U, most notably in You Don't Got a Clue, where he raps lines like, I'm busy getting rich, you think I'm gonna stop for you? And also, act like they
this album, bro, this fucking album right here, one of my favorite Nipsey projects, bro.
Lines like, I'm busy getting rich, you think I'm gonna stop for you? And also, act like they're supposed to have control over what I do. I built this on my own, and everybody knows it's true. Considering how carefully he guarded his reputation, this led to Big U demanding that Nip be disciplined. And in a now infamous story, Wack and Big U's former right-hand man, Loose Cannon, revealed how Nipsey's brother Black Sam squabbled up in his brother's defense. Initially, it's alleged that Big U tried to fight Nipsey, but he was too fast for the much older man.
Nipsey did the diss song. A lot of people don't know Nipsey got a Big U diss song. They don't know it.
You don't have a clue.
Right? You don't have a clue. Something like that, right? He mentioned his name and everything, right? And that's when he went out there and knocked him out. That's when Sam came.
No, he didn't knock. No.
Well, he said he knocked him out. He said he knocked Nip out.
No.
Sam came out busting the air. I got the call to come bail him out, come to find out that was a play.
Yeah, so basically.
Hey, salute Sam, bro. Black Sam been holding it down for Nip out there. Marathon Burger, bro. I'm gonna have to try that out, bro. They going crazy right now.
Busting the air. I got the call to come bail him out, come to find out that was a play.
Yeah, so basically, let's get this straight. So Nip had an altercation with him in the studio or whatever. Big U was like, is this song about me? He was like, yeah, it's about you, cuz. So Big U threw the water bottle at him, right? So he was like, we're gonna have to go downstairs and get down, right? So they in the middle of the street, and Nip kept just bouncing around. You get what I'm saying? Not trying to get hit or whatever, trying to fire on him. So he was like, all right, cuz I'm gonna have like my little homies come because nigga, I don't have to win for this, right?
So things picked up the following day, and Black Sam didn't hesitate to do what he could to deter Big U from thinking he could extort or intimidate his brother.
That's real, I ain't gonna lie.
Came and he was just doing some bullshit or whatever like that. So they try to come, Big U tell Nip, get in the car, you gonna go on Bryanhurst and you gonna get in, right? Black Sam like, you ain't taking my brother nowhere. You get what I'm saying? And he tried to pull him out the car. When he tried to pull him out the car or whatever like that, Nip looked over and he was like, listen, long as you don't, you know, me, we good.
But in the process, Sam ended up getting arrested. And the way that the cops showed up so fast had Loose claiming that Big U might have been working with them.
So he put him on his pockets. They try to rush Nip. You get what I'm saying? Like Paul's and all of them, right? And so Black Sam busts in the air. When he busts in the air, Big Useless had the police already watching. They come in 30 seconds, right? That's how
we don't even know till Black Sam and the other dude from 40s tell us when we started exposing. They said, bro, Wack, you know that night that when that thing happened, when the police came, Big U flashed something and started directing the police.
The next day, Nipsey bailed them out, leading them straight onto a private jet and into a celebratory mood.
$1 million. Excuse me. $100,000 loss. million bond, nigga. On the motherfucking Uber jet. Nigga, what you talking about? Nigga, we in Vegas to crash.
Hey, Black Sam for sure is real for that, man. And I was gonna bring it up when old girl said she got arrested for confronting Big U in the store. I'm like, I feel like he low-key got the law, maybe not working with the law as like informant shit, but I think he for sure had them, like some of them on payroll. I feel like they was definitely getting some cheese. Cause look, if he's as powerful as the feds are painting him to be, you gotta have to absolutely have the law paid off. Somebody, Senate, some congressman, somebody has to be on payroll as well. So I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. That's crazy. I never heard of that story. That's real though. Sam
but
said
even
nah.
though there was some kind of confrontation, the tension didn't end there. As Nipsey's career kept rising, Big U was still seen as a lingering problem, someone who never really let go. Later on, Black Sam spoke about how they had to protect the DJ Khaled from the whole check-in game and the so-called friendly extortion just to shoot the Higher music video in Compton. And that move, well, it didn't sit well with Big U at all.
Not to get into too much detail, but there was a lot of big politics getting into certain people. You know, Hussle had DJ Khaled in the hood. Not to be speaking too much on shit, but we came frontline like we always do. And, you know, niggas gonna know we gonna crash out behind it. We not playing. Ain't nobody saying nothing to Khaled. Ain't nobody doing nothing to Khaled. And he's straight. And Hussle frontline that. And, you know, we felt like certain people didn't like that. And did the video. Khaled got out of there perfect and smooth. And, you know, we appreciated Khaled for showing up and coming to the hood and doing the video, and we knew that this was gonna be one of them ones.
However, that video wouldn't even be released until after Nipsey's tragic passing on March 19th, 2019. And while the general belief is that
Nip died at the end of March.
Nipsey's tragic passing on March 19th, 2019. And while the general belief is that Eric Holder, a Rolling 60s Crip in his own right, killed Nip over an argument stemming from snitch allegations, not everyone has been so convinced. Particularly as not only did Nipsey and Big U never patch things up before his passing, but there have been regular accusations that he was the man who set it up. And if you need to know anything about Big U's power in LA, just look at the body language and refusal to probe further from LA molded individuals like AD and T-Rell when they questioned him on it.
We was just in every video. Like how we was beefing when all his songs, every album he put out, since we had the so-called altercation, he shouted me out. He got the goddamn keys to the city, like what? Didn't he say, I want to be Big U? Oh no, what did he say? Big U, like J Prince and Big Draws? And then, I mean, like, what did he say? He shot me out of every song. Like, but you got to figure that's not going to make no sense, though.
Bro, maybe I just don't realize how, like, powerful somebody can be. Because I don't put these people on pedestals, man. Like, I could idolize somebody or whatever, man, but dog, these niggas ain't saying nothing. Dog, this is crazy. I don't know.
He shot me out of every song.
I don't know,
like,
man.
But you gotta figure that's not gonna make no sense though. Cause people make money. You know how much money people made off of saying that? The president wrote a letter to the Nip family. And they vowed to find all who had involvement with it. What the would I still be doing here?
Right.
So it was like, then I'm like, but like you said, when people who don't like you can use that against you. And I told my homies, I said, look, pay attention, bro. And I go to people, and I'm like, it's a whole side of LA that don't like us. They supposed to diss me.
But audiences were less convinced, claiming that Big U had nothing to lose and everything to gain from Nipsey's passing. Big U wasn't getting these interviews like this when Nip was around. He definitely had a hand in that hit. Go back and look at the mockery on his live where he read a comment saying, "Justice for Nip," and looked back at his homie and started laughing. Big U was definitely trying to capitalize off Nip. And if you're wondering, yes, that incident on live really happened, and it has to be seen to be believed.
Justice for Nip.
Nah, that's crazy, bro. That's really crazy.
To be believed.
Justice for Nip.
Dog, like, what's funny about that, though? This is, bro, I was gonna say this is a heavy allegation to put on somebody, and I didn't know the specifics. I knew that Nip and Big U had a fallout, but I didn't know how deep this fallout was. you know, what extent this went to, but this is crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy, man. Cause I only heard when Nip passed away, and you know, and the details started coming out that, you know, it was dude that went up to him, you know, he wanted to, you know, he wanted something from Nip, and it was like, nah, you a snitch, it's bad rep, and he just crashed out like that. Bro, I didn't know. This is a crazy, if they can somehow prove this, bro, as of right now, it's all alleged, but this is a heavy allegation to put on to him, man. This is crazy.
Justice for them.
Your boy would have been there like, yeah, you got it.
You did. You did. They waiting on the interview.
But commentators are far from the only ones beating this drum. In several interviews, Charleston White has detailed his belief that there were active gang politics when he started to outgrow the crew.
Homie, they killed Nip too. Let's not forget, homie, they killed Nipsey Hussle. Eric Holder was not a lone actor in that. If you go back and follow the details, Nip and Big U got into it. Big U hit Nip Daddy across the head with a bat. His brother had to come out and shoot the gun. Hey, y'all get out. Say, Nip, come on, nigga, we finna come beat you because I don't wanna pay that $20,000. You say it's over this equipment, but the white folks is pulling me away from the set. I met a Jewish white boy on the front row at the Los Angeles Lakers.
Charleston White, bro, you know, he talk a lot of shit, but it's weird because he be making sense, and this would like bother me that he be making some sense though. But he like that crazy uncle that you don't want to believe, and you be like, he might be capping, but low key it sounds like it's some truth to this.
Ball game. Me and this white boy getting drunk, we started talking business idea. This white boy see I'm a sharp nigga. This white boy pulled me into business ventures, the vector sector, right? So now I'm being expanded, but now they pulling me away from the set. The set have made it known nobody's bigger than the set. Nobody's bigger than the program.
And while so much has transpired between Nip and Big U, Charleston feels there was no bigger contributing factor in his passing than Nipsey flourishing and sparking jealousy among his would-be superiors in the gang and refusing to fall in line and pay dues.
And all the other big homies and the OGs in the hood, they standing in front of Nip shit. They standing on the street corners. When Nip pull up in that fucking platinum Jaguar, he pull up in that fucking platinum Jaguar, nigga, them fresh ass Puma with all them goddamn chains on, and then he opened up the door. He got a Hollywood coming up out of there, London Lauren, one of the baddest Hollywood we done seen. When the little homies see Nip pull up, do you think they gonna stay here and talk to the big homies? Big U Nip? They gonna make an about face and say, y'all, there go Nip. And they gonna run away from the big homies. As all the excitement going to Nip, all the brawls, everybody in the store, what you think the big homies sitting back saying? Now,
and if I'm a big homie, I should want to see that. Nip was a neighborhood superstar. I should want neighborhood superstars in my vicinity. I should want the little dude that's standing next to me to go up to somebody like Nip, who got Miss Hollywood with him, who got the new Jag, who got the Puma deal. Go get some game, little partner. I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be jealous. As a big homie, you would want to see that. It's just backwards now, bro. That's crazy.
Now Nip is growing. Nip that Monday had a meeting with the LA County, with the LA Police Departments on gang intervention program before he come up dead. So now Nip and Big U done fell out over $20,000 worth of equipment, so they say. But it's really over $20,000 nigga extortion fee to pay for protection. Yeah, Nip was being extorted too. He had to pay for protection. That's why they got that video of him that Whack 100 say they got of him.
While Charleston is about as removed from the 60s set as you can get, there are some involved in that world who have suggested Big U knew more than he let on. In fact, in the wake of the indictment, No Jumper has since deleted a video where Loose Cannon suggested that Big U knew he'd been killed prior to it happening.
So he FaceTimed me and stuff like that. He was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, sick, so I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone and I was like, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that.
Did you tell him the call you just got? Or you didn't even mention it?
I didn't mention it. And that's what. me up because my cousin is Nipsey baby mama. You get what I'm saying? So it was like I could have probably stopped it, or it had it.
Stop what?
Oh, what? Whoa. So before this even happened, no, this is crazy. This is crazy, man. Them deleting it make it look even shadier. Bro, this is crazy.
It was like I could have probably stopped it, or it had it.
Stop what? You mean, Neff? You talking about?
No, because listen. So after I talked to Nipsey and I was like, "Yeah, I love you, cuz," or whatever like that. I'll see you later, or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey.
In his opinion, this was a premature call when he knew what was really about to happen.
The homie Shitty double back 3 times. You get what I'm saying? And first he shot him, boom, go into the alley, came back and shot him, boom. It wasn't good enough. And then he came back and he shot him again. But now it's like
how did he know?
Yeah, no, but
that's crazy.
It's deep. So it's like, I don't know who to trust.
Now let me ask you a question. I heard this. I don't know how true it is. I heard that Shitty and Nipsey had a fight.
Yeah, they had
prior to a couple weeks before that.
They had a fight like a week before that. When they had a fight, you know, Shitty ain't known for fighting.
Yeah, not at all.
He known
not at
for
all. Yeah.
doing the other things. So at the end of the day, it's like Nipsey beat him up. Nipsey is what's like 6'4", 6'5". Shitty is like 5'5", 5'6". You get what I'm saying? Like frails. Like.
But as damning as this seems, his alleged involvement in the killing of Nipsey isn't even one of the killings that may put him behind bars. And this time, he may never get back out again. In the indictment, Big U is...
man, I ain't gonna cap with you, man. I'm scared of this nigga, bro. I'm scared of this nigga, boy. That's crazy, man. Hey, Big U. Hey, bro, this Bro, this got dark fast. Bro, this got dark very fast, dog. This is crazy. Man, long live Nip, bro. Long live Nip.
Bars. And this time, he may never get back out again. In the indictment, Big U is accused of being involved in the killing of Rayshawn Williams, a former Crenshaw High School football star and best friend of Big U's son, LA Chargers player Dayan Henley. Referred to in the paperwork as RW, his relationship with Big U started off much like Nipsey's. He had lived with him at one point and was even signed to Big U's label, Unique Music. But things went south for Rayshawn when Big U set him up in Las Vegas at a prestigious studio to kickstart his career. Reportedly, tension began over his refusal to work as intended, with FBI agent Andrew Rusa claiming, "I believe that Rayshawn was wasting time," thereby disparaging Henley's name and the Big U enterprise reputation, and potentially flouting that disrespect with the lyrics of the diss song led to a dispute. As we learned from Nip, dissing Big U can be a catalyst of problems, and this reportedly led to a confrontation in the studio. After that, they parted ways, and William was said to have returned to his Airbnb to grab his belongings. But a few hours later, around 3 a.m., Big U showed up back at the studio alone, reportedly drenched in sweat. 6 hours after that, Rayshawn's body was found dumped in a ditch. While at the studio, Big U allegedly asked for their surveillance footage to be deleted. FBI agent Andrew Rusa later wrote that the footage likely showed an altercation between Henley and Williams that night. At the very least, it would have captured the two of them leaving the studio together shortly before the murder. Since then, Big U has reportedly kept his distance from Rayshawn's family, who've been demanding answers. But every time, he's dodged being questioned. And now, after giving a sample, DNA matching Big U was found under Rayshawn's fingernail.
What?
Placing him even closer to the crime than he ever admitted.
Y'all remember a couple of days ago when I mentioned that case?
No, this turned into Dateline real quick, man. This is crazy.
Ever admitted.
Y'all remember a couple of days ago when I mentioned that case where the kid, the football player, you know, it was Big U's son's best friend, played on the football team, who was living with Big U, was killed. And they were saying that Big U didn't show up to the funeral, never contacted the mother for any type of support, anything, just blocked her and everything, right? It was just like, damn, bro, like you always say if you know anything about these gang murders to give you the information. But when the football player is the best friend of your son who was living with you turns up dead, you don't want nothing to do with nothing, right? So the news came out today, this morning. The mother said that Big U has been denying to give his DNA. So they had to send a warrant to get Big U's DNA. You want to take a wild guess whose DNA came back on his son?
Oh, that's crazy.
Big U, Eugene Miller's DNA, came back on her son's fingernails.
Apparently, the result was inconclusive, but he couldn't be excluded. But with everything else that's stacked up against him, it's certainly not going to help. And neither is the fact that some of the other men that have been captured as part of Operation Drawdown have been running their mouths for years now. First up, there's Loose Cannon's rise to prominence online. Currently jammed up alongside Big U and others, he once was tight with him. But the disharmony between them came from the robbery of Meek Mill and extortion of Rick Ross, where the money didn't add up.
When I did that to Meek Mills and Rick Ross.
What'd you do to them?
So,
the club, when you sweated them in the club?
Yeah.
Dude, and Meek and Rick have no idea that Draw sent you at them.
Yeah. No, yeah, they sent that because I called Ross. I'm like, Ross,
boy, this shit getting crazy.
Drop off to 50,000 and we're gonna let Meek live on Crip. So Ross dropped off to 50,000, and so me and the homies, we go back. He stopped answering the phone.
From there, he has been continually coming at him, claiming that not only his former boss was involved in the killing of Nip, but that Big U was giving out guns to 60s members and was taking down the serial numbers. Since then, the feds have tapped their phones, revealing that they were setting up plugs and pulling a whole host of scams. But it turns out that was basically unnecessary when he continually made comments online that basically could have got him indicted on their own.
We go and do something, and the same niggas we do it to show up to the house like 10 minutes later when we trying to, counting everything, right? And we be like, how the f they get that? Oh, well, we're gonna just give them like $40,000 back and stuff like that. But because it's actually putting us in paperwork, right? And like doing like real police, I seen he get like 20 guns, and when he got 20 guns, he's selling them to the homies. But I'm like, why are you writing down the serial?
Well, I know Adam 22 was over there bricked up. Pause, man. All this information that he been giving, man, like, bro, buddy, stop fucking talking. I know y'all, man, listen, dog, that's crazy. He said too much.
Numbers. So it's like he was doing like shit like that, and I didn't catch on. So it was like I'm waking up now. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm his
high-tech shit.
I'm his right-hand man. You get what I'm saying?
And with the benefit of hindsight, people can't believe that he ran his mouth like that. These are some of the slowest criminals on planet Earth.
Like dumb
These people get on camera and tell it all. Wow. The same goes for Bricc Baby. Now known as a host on No Jumper, this 60s Crip has been less than discreet about his past and present. In fact, he first got on the feds' radar when he threatened Charleston White and claimed he had a dime on his head.
Okay. Yeah. So he was in Houston at the time when he did that, and this was kind of like around the time I think Takeoff had got killed. So yeah, nigga, I contacted Houston Police Department. Then I contacted L.A. County Police Department as well as the FBI because I wanted to be documented, just in case I run across Bricc Baby and I got to shoot him. I heard him. I was setting the stage for a self-defense case.
Then there was his alleged role in the killing of Lil Pop, the cousin of Quando Rondo, who was shot and killed in apparent revenge over Lil Durk. Alleged to be the unnamed fourth co-conspirator listed in Durk's own RICO indictment, Bricc Baby initially denied this.
So they said that I, or co-conspirator number 4, I'm the one that provided the location to
Lil Durk, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, nah. You know what I mean? Like, I know it looks, I wouldn't be right here doing all this first and foremost if I was co-conspirator number 4.
But not everyone bought it. Bricc Baby out here doing damage control. Sometimes when you talk too much, you usually talk yourself into a life sentence. Bricc Baby's energy changed when he heard Lil Durk's name. But then, he went on a spree of incriminating himself.
All the guys that came in on the big plane, rooms at the Sheraton Universal Hotel, using a credit card in Durk's name.
Maybe Durk wasn't talking to them about...
Hey, listen.
That's what I said, listen.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Man, don't book nothing in my name, bro, because y'all stay smoking and shit, then I can't go to the hotels.
Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
All right.
All the while, he was aware that he was on the law enforcement radar, claiming that he was unsubtly monitored for months afterwards. Then there was the track Not Enough, where he actively alluded to involvement in a murder for hire case, spitting, "Last one we turned into a pack, we got $1 million plus." Big U seemed to allude to it too.
The youngsters get out and then they have to have an experience before they realize I should have checked in. You know what I mean? Or I should have called, or I should have been moving a certain way. And so they get out, and they might be under your banner, but then they not respecting the banner. They ain't calling you. They got your number. They know who you is, but they feel like they bigger than the program. You know, and you got a lot of dudes, like when I was here last time, that claim my neighborhood that's in this music shit, but they don't really fuck with us until it's a problem. Then they call them. Like Quando Rondo. I just showed Envy. Like, you can't call me now. You can't call me when the fire hot. You didn't fuck with me before that.
Now, Bricc Baby.
I remember that whole thing with Quando and Big U some years ago. I remember that.
Now, you can't call me when the fire hot. You didn't fuck with me before that.
Now, Bricc Baby is behind bars too, and in hindsight, it's starting to look like he made his own bed. As a result, there's little to no sympathy for him among the LA podcast scene, which has done nothing but worsen the situation.
But that shit with the boy, nigga, who got killed in the gas station, nigga.
Whoa, we don't know what you're talking about, brother.
You ain't gotta know. It's public knowledge. They took his phone. Whacking them already talked about it. All I'm doing is narrating on something that's already in the blogs. So yeah, let me run my content anyway. You remember that shit?
Yeah, let Smack hit the floor.
You remember he said that shit about? All right then, shut the fuck up. Don't say nothing if you cool. Look, remember he said that shit about the boy Dirt. They can't say go kill for Vaughn no more. Oh, this shit came back on your.
Bricc Baby did way too much, bro.
You ran your mouth
too much.
And now look what happened.
And as it turns out, that's a massive part of the reason why we're at where we are right now. Because without these gangsters refusing to move in silence, then the evidence might not be looking nearly as compelling as it is now. According to the incident, those LA podcasts were monitored exclusively in the lead up to the feds making their move.
And he has since been a fixture on the internet, talk shows, and podcasts. All things that law enforcement have looked at closely as part of this investigation. He has maintained the—
Y'all laugh at me when I say they make task force. They literally hire people to sit here and scour the web all day and watch your favorite rappers and street icons all day. I'm telling you,
image
man.
Of an entertainment
can't make
industry entrepreneur.
And sadly for many of those who are now locked up, such as Loose Cannon and Bricc Baby, they are addicted to the content cycle. They even prefaced what was going to happen in real time.
We filed a report with the feds in LA, along with the LA County Police. I swear to God, I'm telling you the honest to God truth, this is what I did. So as a self-proclaimed gang leader, gang member, who has ties to one of the most notorious gangs in this state, in this country, he's now going around telling all the gang information. They see the feds see he got a loose lip, so he may give up some information.
And in Loose Cannon's case, he's still literally calling up shows from jail.
I'm doing good. Everything is perfect, taking one day at a time. You get what I'm saying? So I'm doing the best I can under these conditions. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Making sure that it's free everybody that's on the case. Everybody is taking and trying to make the best out of it. You get what I'm saying? I'm not going to my head down or anything like that. I'm going to stay strong. I got a strong team. I got you, especially Brimo, Adam, Academic, everybody, Whack, 600, everybody that's supporting.
Meanwhile, the individuals that platform this content, such as Adam22, are taking no accountability for the way the platform encourages people to talk about the streets as their main selling point.
You know what I do? I put people in position, put them on the podcast, give them jobs, help them make legal money. A lot of the shit that people are getting caught up, especially with Bricc, it's like, I'm not seeing anything that says anything about stuff that he's done in the last 2 years since he's been us, right? So, you know, end of the day, I do employ people from the streets. And I guess, you know, people from the streets sometimes get caught up in federal RICO indictments, whatever.
Bro.
And all I can say is that, yes, I may crack a joke here and there. I'm sorry, that's just my sick sense of humor. But end of the day, that's my boy. I'm standing with him. Loose, I got love for Loose too. We're gonna be documenting this whole thing, helping him along the way, whatever it is. So anybody acting like this is because of No Jumper, no, No Jumper was the antidote to this book.
However, does that hold weight when it's these comments from people like Bricc Baby that are always sure to go viral?
I got more murders than you got squabbles in the hood and homies. Yeah, those than you got squabbles in the set. On the hood, hey, I got. Can you give us like at least 2 names from your put on and what block? I ain't never seen you at no meeting at Hyde Park, Horace Mann, or at 54th. When did you get put on?
When did
you get put on? I got put on in 2002. I got put out in 2002, Eileen Street at June House. What's up?
My God, that was 23 years ago. Bro, y'all been doing this for 23 years. Why is he dropping? He got the locations. I got more murders than, bro, that's crazy. Nah, man, y'all making the feds job way too easy, man. That's crazy.
I got put out on 2002 Eileen Street at June House. What's up? Yeah,
boy, Triple H was the world heavyweight champion when you got put on, my guy. That's crazy. Brock Lesnar was a rookie. Bro, bro, that's crazy.
So when you get put on?
No, you haven't, bro. You've been in
man, cuz Billy was a part of my put on. They was a part of my put on. Oh, the dead homies. My first name was Baby Wild. He's an Izzy turned East Coast. That was the third.
Even though Adam is apparently feeling good about his role in the whole thing, others aren't so sure that he might not wind up in trouble in his own right. For one thing, Roy thinks Adam might get jammed up.
Adam, be careful, because if you think the feds ever need logic in a RICO case, as far as money being funneled and what that money went to, even though you didn't even know where the money was going, don't act like you can't get brought up in this shit either. I don't think Adam did anything. But do you think the feds care? You think they play by the same rules we play by? A lot of times you could find any wired money, and that money that was wired there was used to do something that was sent to somebody. You get caught up in this in a heartbeat. And just happened at your compound recently with the people that were arrested.
Yeah.
So Adam, I see you joking on the internet, and I swear I'm not one of these people that are sitting here like, you and Vlad like indict people. I don't think you had anything to do with this.
As for Big U, all signs are pointing to kingpin status. For one thing, the indictment claims that everyone involved is linked to him. And as always, their ties to the online content world have done nothing but expand on those connections for the feds.
Mitchell and Henley, which is Big U, coordinated how Bricc Baby would give Big U the proceeds from a robbery that Bricc Baby committed. They were talking about how much should go to Henley. Then in multiple other intercepted calls, Henley talked. Here's my point. If you used to do robberies and bust down the money for the robberies with Big U, why the hell would you get hired at a job that you got to talk about Big U potentially doing some other criminal shit, bro? When you used to do crime for him, bro. That shit don't make no sense to me. He should have said to Adam, respectfully, Adam, yo, I like doing content here. This is kind of cool. This is like a regular job for me. I like it. But bro, could we please stop talking about Big U? And probably should bring that nigga to the side and explain to him like, yo, bro, you know, I used to be doing these crimes with him, right? You know that, yeah, maybe not this situation, but like me and him used to be doing dirt together. Like, bro, if you value me, could we stop talking about this on No Jumper? Because essentially, I'm talking about my crimes.
Meanwhile, the rest of the content world is working out how to respond to a man that they're supposed to fear and revere being in this situation.
Joe Budden, man, best podcast in the world, man.
Because clearly, he wields enough power to have normally outspoken people dancing around the topic.
Nah, man, I feel like I don't know what's going on.
They tired of nigga shit. Apparently, some of y'all out there are not civilians, and y'all are in a different business, which I don't really get, but I figure I'm just not evolved enough or educated enough in y'all side of the business. But if I was in y'all side of the business, I wouldn't do the business like that.
You can see it all over the footage that's been circulating ever since Big U turned himself in. In one clip, Draco the Ruler is sitting with Loose Cannon, opening up about how risky life in the spotlight can get, how being too visible can make you a target.
It's the same as out here. Nigga know these streets. Nigga can't go nowhere. Niggas ain't finna just be nigga out here, nigga shopping and posting pictures and all that. That's how niggas be in
the money wise and all that extra shit.
Thinking they got these restaurants, thinking they low, you in Beverly Hills and all that. Bitch, that shit 10 minutes from the hood, nigga.
You're right.
You out your mind, nigga, you think you safe over here.
Giving locations and some
none of that shit when I go out of town. Nigga, I don't post no hotels, none of that, nigga.
When from out of nowhere, Big U sinisterly pulls up. With such crazy charges being attached to the entire indictment, many people believe that snitching is imminent. Because when you're looking at potentially life-ending or altering charges, all that talk of loyalty tends to go out the window.
Gray Bird, Big U had in that picture going, nigga, man, that's Paw Paw. That nigga ain't that when he when he with his family and the news hit that he wanted. Nigga, he with his woman, he with his children, he with them grandkids. And them grandkids saying, Paw Paw, where you going? And Paw Paw got to go turn himself in. Man, crying on the inside. Just as soon as he can get by himself, man, Paw Paw don't want to leave them grandbabies. Talk that tough guy shit, but nigga got all that gray hair and that beard. And that nigga said, man, that already pleading.
Facts.
So now he gonna be the first to tell. Let me tell him.
I do think somebody's gonna tell. I don't know if it's gonna be Big U, but as many people as they locked up, somebody is going to say something. And they already, I think they said they had 3 or 4 people arrested before the fact. Yeah, they probably already said something. I don't know.
But this is what I'm saying. Everybody tell it. This is no time to be lawyer and standing on no motherfucking code. They done got 40, 50. This is not the time to play fool. Be a wise man and give up some information to save yourself. There's no honor amongst thieves.
And by the sounds of it, Bricc Baby might already be doing it. In a recent Clubhouse chat with Whack 100, a 60s member named 600, also known as Christopher Lovejoy, suggested that Bricc Baby had prior knowledge that Big U was in trouble with the feds on a RICO due to a hot one out of town.
You understand? I'm with Bricc at this time. I was his savior to bring it back to the hood. He telling me everything that's going on, so I know what's going on with the case and everything other. So he's telling me, man, the feds be on all your videos, bro. They like, man, Lovejoy gives us a tour of the hood every day. He telling me. We watch all your videos. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, huh? Why do I watch my video? Like, whatever. But he's like, yeah, bro. They found the chop. I'm like, okay. So I didn't really think nothing of it because, like I told you, my whole stance with him at that point was he never told before this. So I just assumed that he was in some hot grease and he had whatever he had coming from the legal system. So I never really followed up on till time start going by, like, nigga, what's up with that case? They start going around it. You know
no, but no, 600. Your first red flag was when he started telling you the feds was telling him about Big U.
Oh,
feds don't just go to telling you unless you.
So that's what he telling me. He like, bro, Big U on fire, bro. It's ugly for Cuz. They want Cuz in jail.
And from there, he argued that Bricc appeared to know insane levels of detail.
They got a RICO on him. I'm like, yeah? He like, no, but you ain't got nothing to worry about. It's a Big U RICO, not a 6-0 RICO. Everybody who he been dealing with. They tied Cuz to a house, went out the way. I'm like, ooh. He said, yeah, it's ugly. I'm like, damn.
During a recent visit where he jokingly called the coolest police precinct in the world, Whack claimed that Big U is still up to his old tricks, using whatever leverage he has, even while everything around him is falling apart.
And Big U, for the record, I'ma say it.
The DNA's found.
Big U was blackmailing Bricc Baby.
Oh my God.
No, but Lou said that. Lou said that the night before they got locked up. Lou said that to Brick's face.
Ain't lying. And if you read what's coming out, they say we now have a video of a shooting. He was blackmailing him with that.
Whatever happens next, one thing's for sure. The feds are locked in on tearing down what they were calling the Big U organization. And in an era where RICO cases are becoming more and more tied to the world of hip hop, this one's no exception. Maybe, just maybe, it'll finally expose the truth. Not just about the rappers and celebrities caught up in the check-in culture, but about what really happened to Nipsey as well. Long live Nipsey Hussle. The marathon continues. It's your boy The Wasteland. I want to thank.
Man, salute the Waster, man. That was a well put together video, man. Dog, I did not know a lot of this. So, man, this is crazy, man. The most dangerous man in hip-hop, Big U. Link down below in the description. Lead y'all right to this video for y'all to check it out in its entirety with no interruptions, man. Long live Nip, man. Y'all new to the channel, y'all rock with me. Hit that subscribe button for me. And until the next video, I'll see y'all then. It's your boy MANIACITV. I'm out.